Hey everyone, how are you? It's Laurie and I'm here to do your uplifting reading all about you. I hope all of you are happy, healthy, and having some fun. Life's an adventure. Let's hope you're on the upswing of the adventure. All right, we're going to take a look at what makes you truly magical, what makes you special, and the other aspects of yourself, your influence on people, what you do, talent that you should never stop doing. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we've got. Why is my camera feeling so off kilter today? I don't get it. All right. All right, so what makes you truly magical? The magician. Can't ask for better magic than that. All right, you're resourceful. You're tuned in. You're tapped in. You're connected to the other side of the veil. You are intuitive, you're wise, you're willing to learn, you've got an ingenuity. I keep hearing that word, ingenuity. So you've got progressive thinking. You're never satisfied with one way of doing something. All right, now people used to say this to me all the time. Oh, you're always looking for the easy way out. No, I was always looking for the better way to do something. You know, just because something has been done a certain way, and if it requires a lot of work, that doesn't seem like the right way to me. And I was always looking for a more efficient way, a better way to do something. And I feel like you may have had people say the same thing to you too, that you were looking for the easy way out. If that's how they want to view it, that's fine. I don't think that's how you or I were viewing those situations at all. You're resourceful. Why spend $100 on the same thing that you could get exact same thing? And I mean, literally, this happens every day on Amazon. You can get the exact same thing for $10. Okay? If you just look, you will see. And I think you do look. I think you do see that you do not need to waste your time, your energy, your efforts. You're very resourceful here. You know that if this doesn't feel right, doesn't fit with what you're thinking or feeling, there's more to it than what's being expressed. All right. And you're going to delve for those answers. You're going to use your intuition. You're going to see the patterns, and you're not jumping to conclusions here. Just because you see a pattern doesn't mean you automatically say, oh, well, that's the way to do it. No, you check it out like a scientist or a magician. You say, okay, this is my theory. These are the factors that I have, and I'm going to boom, 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 put these things through the test. And if they don't work, then maybe you keep looking for a different way, or you say, all right, that it seems to be the best way to do this. I absolutely love this energy here. You are definitely intuitive. You're tapped into the patterns, and everything in the world, everything in the universe is a pattern. What as above, so below. What we have inside, we have outside. And it's been proven over and over and over again that the patterns that we see in the macro are visible in the micro. All right, let's go ahead and see what you personally have overcome or accomplished in order to reach this stage. The moon. You leapt the moon. You jumped over the moon. And I am hearing that, hey, diddle, diddle, the cat's in the middle, the cow jumped over the moon. And believe it or not, I have never known any other words from that poem. And I still don't. Hey, diddle, diddle, the cat's in the middle. The cow jumped over the moon. There's something about a spoon. Anyways, you leapt. You look. You were guided by the patterns. The moon has been there forever. And you look at something and you say, you know what? Oh, this is the important part here. You may have been an extremely intuitive person, but you were ruled by your emotions. You were tugged, you were pulled, you were swayed, and that doesn't mean you didn't have emotional stability. Well, it does in a way. But you were like tapped into too many fluctuating energies. So that could have been the family around you. Like this person would get your attention and pull you this way, and then your parents might pull you in a different direction. Your friends might pull you in a different, and you could see everybody's side, but it was causing feelings of overwhelm. It was feelings of being pulled in 20 different directions. You could not find your place of center. But you did. You did. You took a chance on yourself. You reined in your emotions by focusing on the patterns. So you wouldn't be kind of like caught off guard when somebody started to pull you and try to sway you to their side or drag you into their drama, their chaos. You kind of stayed like an island, even though you were out there for everybody and still connected with everybody. You were kind of keeping your energies to yourself here. You learned how to be independent. You learned how to stand the test of time, weather those storms. This is actually pretty big. You may also have felt lost at sea, like you didn't know where to go to get answers for yourself. You didn't know where to go to get support for yourself. It seemed like everyone else wanted you to listen to their problems, but nobody ever wanted to listen to you or help you or just sit with you. And you were kind of like an island on your own here. Some of you may still be feeling that way. I hope not. I hope you've overcome that because of the knowledge that you have. And if you are still feeling this like an island to yourself, hopefully this message means, and you're resonating with this message, that it means you will be coming into that more self-confident energy, not being pulled in 20 different directions. You can still see everybody's point of view, which is awesome, but you also don't engage. Like, you're good at listening. You're good at doing what needs to be done without putting any physical energy into this. All right, let's see what kind of influence you have on the people around you. Impact, influence. You've got the 10 of spirals. You're at the crossroads. You're always right there, okay? But you're never choosing a side. You never choose a side. You don't pit one energy against the other. If somebody comes to you complaining about somebody else, you just nod. You carry the weight of what they're telling you, and then you go on your way, okay? But not in front of anybody, and you're not telling anybody else's secret. So you're good at it being a secret keeper. Keeper of the secrets keeps coming through, which keeps coming through for Libras, okay? But you stand at the crossroads all the time. You do not pick a side, and that is a beautiful impact to have, a position to have. And because you are so neutral, you're like Switzerland. You're so neutral, nobody can get mad at you because you're not picking sides. You're not choosing one over the other. You're not manipulating. You're not influencing. You're listening. Okay. And you're willing to carry the weight of the secret that people are, the things that they confide in you. Now, it is going to become a bit of a burden here, but you know how to now release it and not take it on as your own issue. These are other people's issues. You know where to keep them outside of your heart, okay? You keep the secret. You don't carry the burden of what has happened. That's important there. All right, what is a talent or skill that you possess that Spirit would like for us to see, acknowledge? 3 of Swords, that you know how to overcome the disappointments in life. You deal with your emotions. You deal with what has happened, whether, so many times, this is a quick little side story. So many times we want the best for somebody, and then they do or tell us something that just proves they haven't grown, that they haven't advanced, that they haven't reached their potential yet. Okay. And instead of involving yourself in that process. You're just there to listen. You're just there to acknowledge. And you do weep. You do feel bad for them. But you get over those emotions too. You realize you cannot take that on as your own issue. It is theirs. They need to deal with it. You sit with it. And, if you have to cry over the loss of a child who just doesn't get it, a spouse who maybe just doesn't see it, a friend who doesn't get it, you're okay with just sitting with that energy, dealing with the emotions, and letting them grow and experience on their own. You're not choosing sides here. You're not trying to push anybody down a road. You'll listen to what they have to say. And even though it breaks your heart, you do continue to listen. You do continue to listen. And you're an active listener. You're not somebody who's listening to respond. You're just taking it in. You're letting them offload, listening. And then, after it's over and done with, you shed your tears, you shed your stress. And this is the other thing too. It could be very overwhelming for you to hear what's being said, what's being confided in you. And that affects you. That will absolutely affect you. And I'm getting that you may be very smart at finding your personal release. Like a pressure cooker. You can put stuff in there, lock that lid down, but the pressure's got to be released at some point. And you're very good. Your talent is knowing how to deal with your emotions so that you can release the pressure. And again, you don't take other people's problems on as your own. It's not you. It's not what you have to deal with. You're trying to deal with the sadness or disappointment around somebody else's thing that they have to deal with. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here as something that you do right now that Spirit says, just keep doing it. Look at that. Being the Empress, be creative, be caring, compassionate, kind, nurturing, all of those wonderful things that the Empress energy embraces. Mother Gaia, okay? Connect with the earth, connect with the basics, get back to the spiritual aspect, always stay in that spiritual aspect. And you do, you nurture, you care for yourself as well as those around you. All right, what does Spirit say would be the best way for you to continue to do that? Two of Swords. Just keep trusting your intuition. You know the patterns, you recognize the patterns, and it gives you wings. It gives you the ability to rise above any situation. And that's actually a very unique talent for a lot of people. But for you, it's almost like second nature. Like, I was born with this. I know how to do this. I don't even have to think about this anymore. I just go with my intuition. I see the patterns. I recognize the patterns. But again, if you see something, you don't just automatically say, well, that is the way it is. Let me check it out, is what you're saying. So this reading has come full circle. The energies around who you are and what makes you truly magical. The very core of this is you seeing things for what they are, looking for the best, being tuned in and tapped into the beyond, to the other side, to the patterns of life, and rising above and not taking anything personal. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm absolutely loving this. Since we have a full moon today, I am going to go ahead and give you a Queen of the Moon oracle message instead of the spirit animals. So let's go ahead and see what's going to come out here for you. Be sure to claim this message if it is yours, okay? Drop a comment. And if it's not your message, but you appreciate people who are going through this, who have these qualities, please go ahead and give that like button a thumbs up for them in support of those people who keep our secrets, who still love and nurture us, okay? I mean, we all go through the different phases of being the secret keeper and having the secrets kept. All right, what have we got here? We've got trust. Look at that. What is it about secrets? You have to trust the person that has them. Card 32, which is a 5. 5s are about those little changes. Now we have a duck sitting on a nest. No eggs. Oh, but the nest is on the egg. Oh, we're going to look into this a little closer. Let's see what we have here. All right, so here's the egg. All right. And the nest is standing on the egg, and she is sitting on the egg, and the goose is standing in the empty nest. What is that underneath? Inside the egg? It's a person's head. That's what I'm seeing. Like I'm seeing an ear, E-A-R. And a flower on the ear, like a child and a mother. Like I'm seeing a mother's arm wrapped around a child's neck in a loving, comforting way. And it's funny because I keep seeing a lizard. Oh my goodness. What I'm getting here, I'm sorry. Okay, so I did get that mother-child reference, but there is also a male-female image here of two people embracing each other in a very vulnerable position, if you know what I mean. So there's something about the trust in the relationship and the keeping of the secrets of being vulnerable. Let's see what the book says about this. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. My lawn service, the neighborhood lawn service just showed up. All right, this is the egg moon, and it says, trust yourself, develop self-trust, and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. See, that's what this whole thing was about. Begin to plan carefully for the future. It is the beginning, and I trust myself in all things. So you know how to trust yourself to keep other people's secrets. I get very strongly that it is more you keeping other people's secrets for them. I don't get that other people do that as much for you. You're lucky if you have one person who does that for you. All right, let's go ahead and see what the other oracle message here is from the Queen of the Moon. We have card 33, so a progression, 32 to 33, and this is blossoming, the flower moon. Awesome. Growth, expansion, inclusion. All right, this says here, do not give up because you have planned for this. So here it asked you to do the planning. Here it is coming to be. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Oh my goodness. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your own victories, okay? And it says here, I joyfully blossom and I feel no fear. That is a beautiful message. All right, if you enjoyed this, tickle, tap, boopers, hit that like button, claim it in the comments. I'll catch you again soon. Bye-bye.